Good afternoon, boys and girls. Today we are going to work on putting together what we've been working on for the last couple of weeks. We are putting together our word problems, and we are going to be looking for that missing add-in, minuend, or subtrahend. So we are looking for those missing numbers in a problem. But we're going to have to read and look for those key words that we talked about that we look for in word problems, okay? So let's just say I'm going to show you a couple problems, and then we're going to work through some together. So let's say that we have in Miss Peace's room, let's say she had 21 pumpkins, okay? So I'm going to say 21 pumpkins. And we know there's a total of 56 pumpkins between our class and Miss Peace's class. So Miss Peace has 21. I'm going to put a P for Peace. We know there's a total of 56 pumpkins. Notice I'm putting that total out here because that's what it's equal to. Now, we don't know how many our class has, but we know between our class and Miss Peace's class together, we have 56. If we know all together, would we be adding or subtracting? You got it, adding. So our 21 for Miss Peace's plus our class, which we don't know how many, is equal to 56 total, okay? Now, to find that missing number there, this is a fact family, okay? We know when we add, our biggest number is last. So to find this other number here, it's going to be a smaller number. We're going to have to subtract. We know when we subtract, the biggest number is on top. So we're going to take that biggest number, 56, and we are going to subtract. This is a fact family. It has to have the same numbers, 21. If I do that, I'm going to start in the ones place. 6 minus 1 is 5. And 5 minus 2 is 3. So that missing number here is 35. So that would be our answer, guys. 35 is what we were looking for. Our class, Miss Nadley's class, has 35. So if you were to fill in the blank with an answer, it would be this 35 right here. Miss Peace's class had 21. Our class had 35. There was a total of 56 pumpkins. Okay? Now, that's a one-step word problem. Sometimes we have two-step word problems that we have to work through. Let's work through this one, and I want you to follow me along and think in your head as I'm thinking out loud. Let's say we have Halloween candy. We have 78 pieces, okay? And let's say we ate 54 of those. Now, if we ate them, that sums someone away, so we're going to subtract. We're going to subtract 54 pieces, okay? So here I'm starting in the ones place. 8 minus 4 is 4. And 7 minus 5 is 2. So there's 24 pieces, but we're not finished because Miss Kellerhalls is going to buy us 12 more pieces of candy. So let's say that we had 24 after we had the 78. We ate 54 of them. Now we have 24 pieces. But we have to take that 24 that we have now because I want to know the total number of pieces we have after Miss Kellerhalls buys us 12. So, Miss Kellerhalls buys us 12, okay? And now we can find 4 plus 2 is 6, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So now our answer is 36. We have 36 pieces of candy now, okay? All right. Now I want us to look at this together, this sheet here. Okay, I want us to look at this. All right, so everybody get this paper. It is in the front chair in the front, and I want you to get this paper. Look at number 1. I'm going to work through it with you. It says 2 second grade classes are sharing a bus for the field trip. Mr. James has 24 students in his class. Miss Joy has 18 students in her class. How many students rode the bus in all? Well, I'm thinking back to our cubes, and I'm going to circle the key numbers, which are 24 and 18. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is underline the question. So we're looking for how many students rode the bus in all. B is box the action word. I know in all is an action word. And then E means to evaluate. Think about it. So I'm going to think about in all. Anytime you see that, that tells us to add. In all tells you to add. So we're going to come out to the side. I want you to work through this with me, and you should have done all this on your paper. And we're going to add 24, add 18. Okay? 24 add 18. Now, we've worked on this addition with regrouping before. I always start in the ones place. 4 add 8 is 12. Think about that. Can I put 12 ones in the ones place? No. I'm going to write it off to the side. Okay? In 12, there's 2 ones. I'm going to put a 2 in the ones place. There's 1 10 here. So I'm going to put that 1 10 over here in the tens place. Now, 1 plus 2 is 3. And 3 plus 1 more makes 4. So our answer here is 42. Okay? All right, let's look at the next one. Jane was organizing her art supplies. She has 72 crayons and 51 markers. How many more crayons than markers does she have? C. Circle the key numbers, 51 and 72. You underline the question. How many more crayons than markers does she have? B. Box the action word. How many more is the action word that tells us what we're going to do? Now, E is evaluate. Think about what we're going to do. If I look at our chart, I know that the ER words, or how many more, tells us to subtract. And we subtract the biggest number is on top. So 72 is bigger, and I'm going to come up here to the top and do this since I don't have notebook paper. And I'm going to subtract 72, subtract 51. Starting in the ones place, 2 minus 1 is 1, and 7 minus 5 is 2. So our answer here is 21. Okay? Now, you are going to work through the rest of these on your own, 3 through 10. Some of these are one-step problems, and some will be two-step problems. So you need to think about, can you do this in one step, or is it going to take you 2 steps to solve these? Okay? I don't want you to show your work on this paper because you're probably not going to have enough room. After you've listened to this video and you have your paper and you're ready to work through it, I want you to get either a plain piece of white paper or a notebook paper to show your work on. Number those so that if you miss one and I need to help you, I can come back and help you. Okay? All right. If you need my help, raise your hand. I will come to you. Don't come to me. You are amazing. You're awesome. Go get them.